and welcome to the Donta Show.
What's up, Village? It's your boy Kwame, the man with the plan behind the stands. Before we get into it, do me a favor. If you are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, hit that share button so people can see what the fuss is all about. Don't worry if it's the end of the show. They can catch the replay. We're trying to spread the love instead of spreading the lies, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Did you know that our boy Donta Morrison is a best-selling author? Do you like smut? Yes, smut. Well, these books are filled with it. Check out The End of the Rainbow, followed by the sequel, Yesterday Clarified. You can get them on Amazon, or if you are tired of giving Jeff Bezos the time of day, you can visit www.dontamorrison.com, where, in fact, you will find out more about the motivational, inspirational, hilarious host known as Donta, Mr. Morrison if you're nasty. He is not only the host of TDS, he is a public health advocate, motivational speaker, and community change agent. Articles, interviews, blogs, podcasts, vlogs, and more. You name it, and Donta has done it. Speaking of vlogs, have you subscribed to the Donta Show YouTube? Now, every villager should be subscribed. The more the channel grows, the bigger TDS messaging becomes. It's really simple. Go to www.youtube.com/Donta Morrison. And also, did you want to be a guest on the Donta Show? Or do you want to book Donta or Dana on your platform? Stop. Don't inbox him, don't email him, or even call him. You know what you need to do? Go ahead and open your handy-dandy smartphone or Wi-Fi enabled device and send an email to info@pyromedianetwork.com and request your presence on the show. It's 2021, y'all, and Donta and Dana has got management. So, let's conduct business. Speaking of management, the Donta Show is produced by Pyro Media Network. We are a Black-owned digital marketing and video production agency helping businesses and brands make an impact with their message. We also help businesses navigate what we call the biggest communication shift in over 500 years, social media. So, if you have a business, brand, or influence, and you want to take it to the next level, contact us today. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you on the next. Boom.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Donta Show. It is Taco Tuesday. We never have tacos, but we are here for the fam. I'm your host, Donta Morrison. I am the man with the plan, always here every Monday and Tuesday night, but I'm never by myself. I'm always sitting next to my boy, the man, the myth, the legend. Here they go. They're coming into the building right now.
What
Give
up?
it up for Dana, y'all. Give it up.
What up, y'all? How y'all doing? I hope you're having a good day so far. Yes, I love you too. And you know I love you. Yo, go ahead.
All right, that's enough.
Hey.
All right, that's
I
enough.
got some guys screaming.
You got some dudes screaming? Make them bark. Make them bark. Hey, so what's up, everybody? Thank you for rocking with us for another night. If you missed last night's episode, please check out last night's episode. It was off the chain. It was bananas. That young lady was, is, and shall be powerful and is just right on the cusp of her game-changing journey. So if you missed last night's episode, make sure to check it out on youtube.com. If you're not subscribing, go to youtube.com/Donta Morrison and subscribe to the Donta Show. It is absolutely free. Free means it will cost you nothing. So just what you got to lose. Pam, you made some tacos today. Pam,
Pam, DoorDash us those tacos.
Right, DoorDash, chicken, carne asada. What kind did you make, Pam? What kind did you make?
How far you live from us?
Right, Auntie Louise, what's good? Tonight's conversation, yo, is gonna be fire, like for real, like fire, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to this guest because this guest is the epitome of what it means to give back to your community, and she does it in a way that some of y'all probably only thought about, but she stepped in, she got 10 toes in and is making a difference. So I'm challenging you right now to get all your friends, family, your cousins, your loved ones, and get them up into tonight's show and let them see and learn about this phenomenal business. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. So just get ready, buckle up, because it's going to be a game changer. But without further ado, I gotta give a birthday shout out to someone very, 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 very special. Birthday shout out today to this man who has been in my life for as long as I can remember. But he has been there. My fondest memory of my stepfather is my 9th grade pin and ribbon ceremony at Curtis Junior High School. He came to my pin and ribbon ceremony. Did y'all have pin and ribbon in New York?
I don't know what that
okay.
is. It sounds like a disease.
So
it sounds like a rash.
I'm having a special moment.
Dude, you got that pin and ribbon.
And our pin and ribbon ceremony, when you pinned the 9th grade, when he came to my pin and ribbon ceremony and he pinned my ribbon on me, and I have that picture, and that is one of my fondest memories of me and my stepdad. And what's up, Flame? Give it up for Flame Monroe. Yo, listen, if y'all did not see Flame Monroe on the Breakfast Club earlier this week talking about, I ain't gonna even give it away. Go to the Breakfast Club and check out Flame Monroe's interview. Flame Monroe always drops that heat, drops that fire. And then go on to Netflix and check out Tiffany Haddish's They Ready. Tiffany Haddish, They Ready, and Flame Monroe is featured on They Ready. And Flame Monroe killed it. Flame, you killed it on They Ready. You killed it on the Breakfast Club. And Flame, I want to get you on my show. Let me know your schedule, your agenda. What's good? Come on to the Donta show and let's chop it up over here as well. All right. So back to the sentiment.
Yeah, because you got distracted.
Back to the sentiment.
Quick.
So my stepdad has been there for me, my ride or die. He used to let me drive his gold Firebird when I used to work at Lucky Supermarket. And I thought I was flossing in that gold Firebird. He gave me the keys and said, go. But my job was only like 3 miles away. So I wasn't really going that far. But what he didn't know, I was dipping. I was dipping up Centinela going to my job. I thought I was bossing. But, it's all good. So you going to help me sing it?
Sing what?
Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday to my dad. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anthony. Happy birthday to Neu. Happy birthday,
Mr. Anthony. I've never met you yet, but happy birthday.
Love you. All right, y'all. So last night we had a little snafu with the Dana drop.
No, we didn't have nothing.
Last night I had a snafu with the Dana drop, but on tonight we're going to revisit that Dana drop, and we're going to give Dana his time to shine. So y'all know what time it is. It's time for the what?
The Dana drop.
Boom. Okay.
What up? What up, beautiful people? I pray everybody's in good spirits and good health during this time. Check this out. Do us a favor, like we said earlier in the show. Travel over to youtube.com/Donta Morrison. Hit that like button. Some of y'all right now got an old Finger Hut and Ebony magazine sitting on y'all glass coffee table with y'all plastic couches at home, and they ain't picked it up and read it yet. Some of y'all probably still get Vibe magazine.
Right on.
And right on.
Mm-hmm.
I get right on so y'all can see what the new latest hair grease is. All right. So let's talk about keeping your keeping your circle small. You realize when you were younger, you consider everyone everyone. You're on your block, in your classroom, your friend. It doesn't even matter if they only gave you a stick of gum or let you cheat off their spelling homework. Because they were nice to you, you considered that person as your friend. As you got older, we start to consider that there is more to being factored into being called a friend. We begin to grow and the list gets longer and more substantial, but who knows how to really be your friend? All right. Keeping your circle small is genuine. In life, it's hard to find those people that are genuinely nice and real and 100, as we say. These kind of people are not found everywhere. They come far and apart, which is why it is important to cherish the moment when you come in contact with someone who holds this quality in themselves. When people genuinely care about you, your troubles, and their stuff becomes yours and they take on your burdens and vice versa, that's a real friend. When having real friendships, you tend to work through things together, taking in and putting in the same energy of love and respect for one another. Less fakeness. I'm going to say that one more time, and I'm going to get an amen from the right corner. Less fakeness.
Amen.
Fake people. How many of y'all, show me the hearts on there that know some fake people? I got some people that don't even know that I know they say stuff about me and be right in my face. Hey, what's up, D? How your music coming? How this? And the flesh side of me wants to go in, but I have to remember that I have to kill people with kindness. And my dad and mom always told me, let your silence be your violence. Let it go. Don't even say nothing to them. But the smaller your circle of trusted people, the less inclined you are.
Go ahead. Don't.
The smaller your circle of trusted people are, the less inclined you are being exposed to illusions, smoke and mirrors, people that's putting up fake facades just to try to get to you to ride your coattail to get to the next level. Wean them out. Wean them out. Okay? Last one. You know how people are. We all know how people are. Humans on this earth, we have some sneaky people. We have conniving people. We have confusing people. And this is the one. We have people that are very manipulative. Knowing this bit of information about people can help you along your journey of life. It is quite good to know that everyone is not like this, but some people are. I would say 85% of the people are. That's why it's always right to keep your circle small. So you don't have to deal with that stuff. You don't have to deal with, the backbiting and the stabbing in the back and always having to watch over your back and people in your circle that just only there just for the ride, just trying to get off on you. Y'all go out to eat and this person never has money, but they always got on a new pair of shoes or they got a new Birkin bag or whatever the case may be.
They better call
Watch it.
Tyrone.
Watch it. Let me turn this radio down because this girl's singing in my ear loud. Erica Badont. Okay, that's Erica Badont. But for real, keep your circle small. Keep your friends tight and close. Trust me, it'll help you out. Try to align yourself with like-minded people with you. Try to have your circle of friends and your team or people that are trying to go to the same place that you're going. Go up higher. Don't go backwards. If you surround yourself with people that are moving backwards, they're going to pull you back with them. You ever see that crabs in a barrel trying to pull you down, trying to pull you over the top? Try to find people that's going to lift you up and have your best interest and vice versa, because that's only going to get you to the next level in your business, in your relationship, and whatever it is that you're trying to do, all right? So find those people. If not, the road can always be traveled alone. It can always be traveled alone.
Hello.
All right? So, if you, man, tell them how you feel, man, because they don't.
Yes.
And that's the Dana drop. I'm out. Peace. Y'all better get a picture of this right here. This right here. This smizing of us.
I mean, can you scooch just
Smize. Look at
you in my space.
Let them screenshot this. Give them one.
Screenshot it, y'all.
Give them one real quick. Did they get it?
I don't know. It's always that way.
Always them light skins.
Before we go any further, we got to give it up for the Thai squad.
They're in the building.
The Thai squad is here.
If you see the green,
If you see them green hearts,
that's the Thai squad, baby.
That's the Thai squad, and the Thai squad rolls deep.
Deep.
When I say the Thai squad has become this cult following on Facebook,
Yes.
But Thai squad, yo, thanks for rolling over here to the Donta show.
You. We
love
appreciate
y'all.
it.
We appreciate y'all. We all family
Thais.
up in this piece. Thai squad, Thai squad. All right, let's get into tonight's guest. So, yo, check out this bio. Check it out. Y'all ready for this? Darlene Burke is a God-fearing woman. And the proud mother of 3 beautiful children and 2 beautiful granddaughters. She was raised in South Central LA and attended UCLA, majoring in English. Darlene is the founder and executive director of 10 Toes In. That right there, so that you know she bought that life.
Bought it.
She is also a re-entry and intimate relationships consultant. She facilitates workshops on incarceration, re-entry, and relationships with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, California Parole Department, Los Angeles County of Education, nonprofit organizations, universities, and city colleges. Darlene has also been a real estate agent with Century 21 for the past 19 years. Darlene has married her 2 passions, 10 Toes In and real estate. Get ready, y'all. I'm telling you, she about to drop fire. Her goal is to help her 10 Toes In brothers and sisters become home owners. Did y'all put the 2 together? She works in re-entry for those previously incarcerated, and she's a real estate agent. Her dream is to put them both together. What? She wants to be revered as the re-entry real estate agent. Darlene's purpose is to change the perception of how society looks at and treats incarcerated and formerly incarcerated men and their intimate partners. In addition, she wants her 10 Toes In brothers and sisters to be in healthy relationships, to build a strong family and productive and safe community. Donta Show Village and Thai Squad family, give it up for Darlene Burke.
Let's go.
There she go. She bought it. She bought it. She bought it. She bought it. Darlene, how are you doing? How are you doing? You got to unmute your phone, sis. Unmute your phone.
I'm sorry. I'm awesome, Donta. Thank you for allowing me to share this platform with you this evening.
You are welcome. Well, hold on 1 second. We got to get a colored heart because the squad is on our thread. Savage with all that green. We got to get a colored heart. We're going to discuss that. And next week, we're going to come for the squad with our colored heart.
They coming with green
Village,
hearts.
get ready. Village, get ready. We're going
to
have a cerulean heart or something like that. You know. So, Darlene, 10 Toes In. And I've known you for some years and have seen the work that you have done with the incarcerated and post-incarcerated community. And it is amazing work because oftentimes we cast aside people who have been to jail. And we say their life is over, but you are dealing with brothers and sisters who have spent decades behind bars and come out and you get in the mix of it and you are really changing lives. So wherever you want to start, let's do this.
All right. Well, like you said, I'm about it. You know, with 10 Toes In, everybody's like, okay, so what does 10 Toes In mean? Well, 10 Toes In means you all in. You know, you can't straddle the fence. Right? It's no shades of gray. It's either black or it's white. So, you know, there's a saying in the neighborhood, 10 toes down. You know, people always say, oh, it's 10 toes down. No, we 10 toes in. Okay. But with all that said, like you said, I'm from South Central Los Angeles, grew up on 35th and Budlong in Los Angeles. And so always had a passion, you know, to help the incarcerated and the formerly incarcerated. In fact, I went to UCLA to become a criminal defense attorney. Ended up getting married, having children, buying a house. And so, you know, doing those things, it kind of, you know, derailed me a little bit, but ended up starting 10 Toes In back in 2014 because I was actually involved with my best friend of over 30 years who was sentenced to 25 years to life in the California prison system. So in that relationship, You know, I was looking for a support group for women like myself, you know, professional women, women who are about their business, who were soldiering for their men, couldn't find that type of support group in person. So I created 10 Toes In. And, you know, the trip part about it is I started in February of 2014, May of 2014, I was no longer in the relationship with my former fiance, you know, and hey, I was
you didn't take 9 of them toes out and walk away. You still kept them toes in.
Let me tell you something. He's a great guy. He is a great guy. But at the time, you know, he was a multiple woman man. And Darlene don't get down with the sister wife, get down, right?
That's what y'all be missing out. See, the other women can alleviate some of the stress that you may be having. The nights you don't feel like cooking, the days you don't feel like vacuuming, you know, the times you don't feel like washing dishes. You call your sister wife, say, girl, I don't feel like vacuuming. So can you do it? See, y'all and all this monogamy and one man, one woman, all that kind of stuff. Come on, live a little, Darlene.
No, not in this lifetime, brother. I'm sorry. You know, if you can't just be with me, 10 toes in, gotta go. But he's a good cat. I'm gonna tell you, he's a good guy. He definitely is. So, you know, I was faced with the dilemma. You know, do I continue to push with 10 toes in, or do I just go back to being a full-time real estate agent? And God put it into my spirit that it's not about me, right? It's about those that I'm going to be able to bless through my pain. And so here we stand, you know, almost 7 years later with 10 toes in, and, you know, doing the best we can to make a difference in the community as well as behind the wall.
So what has been some of the challenges? Because I know it's hard work. Because for one, it requires a lot of reprogramming of individuals, you know, reacclimation and all that kind of stuff. But what has been some of your biggest obstacles? I'm going to talk about obstacles with the system itself, and then obstacles with the individual. So let's start with the system. What has been some obstacles with 10 toes in when it comes to the criminal justice system, the prison system, you know, when we're dealing with recidivism and all that? What have been some of those huge hurdles that you have overcome and are still trying to overcome?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. We don't get funded by going inside of the prison system, right? We have an intimate relationships curriculum that we teach. It's a 6-month course to our brothers who are incarcerated. I basically go in on a voluntary basis. So that's one of the obstacles that I faced, right? Because typically you can get paid like $1,000 per head, you know, of the guys who are in your class. But I have not received 1 red cent from CDCR to come inside the prisons and teach the guys how to be in healthy relationships and to successfully reintegrate back into society. But that's my passion, right? I feel that I'm paying it forward right now. Go ahead.
So just for folks to know, CDCR is California Department of Corrections, because, you know, acronyms, folks are like, what's that acronym?
Right.
So you literally, you take of your own time to go inside the jails and prisons to do workshops with inmates.
Correct. I go inside the prison. So we have 2 prisons that we have our 6-month curriculum at, which is Avenal State Prison and Pleasant Valley State Prison. They're both in Fresno. So I get up, I drive 3.5 hours to get there and 4 to 5 hours to come home. What's that?
I'm like, yeah, because you don't live in Fresno.
No, I don't live in Fresno. I live far away from Fresno. And at the time I was living in Moreno Valley. So it was a trek for sure.
Okay, so what, right? So I mean, I got folks that won't drive down the Twin Towers, you know, and you driving 3 hours there, 5 hours back.
Oh yeah,
for free.
So when you first started this program, did you get like pushback, or how did you present it to the prisons, like to get in,
to get access?
Access, yeah.
So there was a gentleman.
Thought you were smuggling something, you know, whatever.
Right. Oh, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that story too. So one of the gentlemen at the prison, he had heard about 10 Toes In. Okay. And so he basically called me and he was like, hey, Darlene, we heard about your program. You know, we want to get you in here. His name is Mr. Richard. He's a part of our mentorship support group right now. And we want to get you in here. This cat right here was consistent in calling me. Okay, he would call. So he's like, look, I'm gonna hook you up with this person, and he did. He stayed true to everything that he said. And I went and I talked to the warden. She was an African American woman from Nigeria. Okay, and her question was, what do you want with my guys? What do you want with my guys? You know, and I like that because it showed me that she cared about the guys that she was serving at the prison, basically. And so once I told her my story, why I started 10 Toes In and what we do in the community, she actually cried. She cried. And, you know, from that day on, we were cool. Like, she loves 10 Toes In. So the community resource manager, who's the person who's over programming, I think that she was a little hesitant because, number one, I'm not your typical volunteer coming into a men's prison. Okay. First of all, I'm African American. First of all, I'm not 70 or 80 years old. So they're probably, you know, they're thinking like, man, you know what, she's trying to come in here and, you know, try to get a husband or watch her, you know, she's gonna bring contraband in, you know, that type of thing. So I definitely had to prove myself coming in. I had to prove myself with administration and I had to prove myself with the guys. You know, I had to come in saying, like, check this out. I'm not here to find a husband. I won't be bringing you in any contraband. I won't be doing any of that. So I had to set my boundaries from day one of who I was and what I was there for.
I love it.
It has been awesome. You know, I'm not there now because, you know, COVID has taken its course. We're actually getting ready to go back inside of the prison. But there were times when I've had like 55 guys in my classes. And what
do your classes consist of? Is it like how to bake a pineapple upside down cake? I mean, what is it? How to make a great meatloaf? You know how to perfect your spread? You know, what's your class about?
We have a straight curriculum. So we actually have our orientation. That's kind of like the first class. Then we go back into the root causes of why you were in prison. So we actually talk about, you know, what was your childhood like? You know, what was your attraction to the gang life? What type of relationships did you have with women when you were incarcerated? Most of my guys were incarcerated when they were teenagers or early 20s. So they pretty much grew up in prison. So we talk about being your brother's keeper. You know, but for instance, I'll say, look, if you see one of the guys that you know that you're close to on the phone, they going off on their girl or whatever, what do you do? You know what I mean? What do you do? Because their behavior can actually create a riot or a melee on the yard that all of you guys are going to be involved in. So I tell them how to handle that situation. We talk about the 5 love languages. I bring in spiritual counselors, like spiritual leaders, like our Bishop Donta. You know, Bishop William Todd Irvin from Church One in North Long Beach. Let me put that plug out there. You know, he comes in, he talks to the brothers, you know, they love him, right? When he comes in. So the curriculum embodies so many different dynamics. I have a formerly incarcerated brother, Ray, who comes in, who did 31 years on a life sentence, and he brings his wife in. They talk about the dynamics of what life is like after incarceration, because she's been with him for 25 years while he was incarcerated and now that he's home. So
she held him down for 25 years.
Let me tell you this. Let me break this down for you. This woman is a retired veteran, and you should appreciate that, since you are as well. And her friend said, why don't you write this guy named Ray, my husband's friend, in prison? She's like, why would I write somebody who's in prison when I have all of these men out here worldwide? Because she had lived in like 40 different cities and 7 countries and things of that nature. And she and Ray started writing, you know, she started visiting, and here we stand 25 years later. She and Ray have been married for 25 years and they own 7 transitional homes.
Wow. So it's that, I hope the ladies are watching, not saying ladies find you a prison babe.
No.
What I'm saying is trust your heart, you know, and I mean, because like you said, she would have never thought that she would end up holding down her husband for all that time, and then they come out and have all this success. But you never know what's in the cards for you. So all those what I'll never, what I refuse, not my story, you could be canceling out your own blessing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of our taglines is follow your heart, but take your brain with you. right?
That right there.
Your
That
heart,
right
you take
there.
your brain with you. And that's coined by Miss Jewel Dime Taylor, who is my
There you
life
go.
coach. You know,
There
and
you
that's
go.
what I teach our sisters. And in fact, while teaching the curriculum behind the wall, I tell our brothers, if you're not in a relationship, don't get in one. And the reason why is because when they come home, it's going to be hard enough them reacclimating back into society. There's a whole lot of things that they thought they knew, but they don't know, right? Because in prison, it's theory. Out here is practice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they may have a laundry list of goals, right? But those goals go out the window when they come out here, because a lot of my brothers, they were lifers. So for those of you who don't know what lifers are, these are people who were sentenced to die in prison, so to speak, right? And our brothers made it through. And not only did they make it through, but their transformation started before they came back into society.
Yeah.
Right? So they changed themselves before they were released from prison, which made it easier for them. However, if you have a partner or if you have a wife, she's going to have expectations of you when you come home. So that's on top of everything else.
But it's really all about nurturing a relationship, period. Whether you're in prison or out of prison, you still got to prepare yourself to be somebody's life partner. You know, you had a question, David?
Yeah. Have you ever thought about catching them before, or not catching them before, but going into the high schools and stuff like that, that type of program, like doing it before, or like giving them this information so they won't go down that path? You know what I mean? If I'm saying
okay. So thank you for that question. We have a mentorship support group that meets once a month at our office space on 76 and Central in Los Angeles. And this mentorship support group is comprised of formerly incarcerated men. So what I have told them is that I would like for us, once COVID has done its thing, to start going into the high schools. Like I graduated from Dorsey High School. So I would like to go back to Dorsey. I would like to go to Crenshaw, Washington, all of those types of schools, right? And do assemblies about intimate relationships and have them talk about, right, what they've gone through, how they grew up, their gang affiliation, and how it's not a glamorous thing. Once you go to prison, this is what happens, right? So yes, we are in the works of trying to make that happen. And then we were just invited by the statewide reentry coordinator to come and do a group at DJJ, which is Youth Authority in Ventura. So
and
that's
you say no unless they're gonna write a check.
Okay, so here's what I did tell them, because I'm in the process of doing
I get doing it in your heart, but see, you got to eat now.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust and believe that.
You gotta pay your time.
No. Here's our strategy. We're not getting pimped. Trust me when I tell you that, because I've already let them know that ain't happening.
Right.
But so we are going to go in one time, right? And we're going to let them know what we do, what we represent, how we get down, and then before we go in, I'm already have the proposal sent to the state, the probation department, letting them know this is what we can offer you guys. Okay, so that's where it stands, because I cannot afford to do freebies anymore. We're already established. You know what I mean? We know what we bring to the community.
You proven the workshop. You proven the theory. Now pay me.
And especially, this is really needed. Somebody else said it like I thought. High school students really need to hear this, especially young Afro-American men. They need to hear this, especially what's going on in the world now. Because, you know, like I tell my sons, you know, you can huff and puff and put all that air on your chest with me. I may give you a pass a couple of times.
Right.
It may be that one time I'll knock that air out your chest. But when you go out there in the streets and do this, the other brothers and the cops, they're not going to give you no pass. They're not going to give you no pass for talking back. They're not going to give you no pass for balling up your fist and huffing up your chest. They're going to be ready. Like, let's get it in. You ready? You look ready.
Yeah, you grown? I'm going to show you.
Yeah,
grown.
you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
A lot of people need to hear this and have those mentorship programs going on, because we can avoid a lot of stereotypes. A lot of Black boys are going to school already targeted with a sign on them of failure by some teachers. Because some teachers are there only just to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Then you have a few that really are concerned and care about the students.
A few.
But some Black boys and Black girls already go into school with a sign on their back,
a target,
like you're the next, you're gonna be pregnant at 11 or 12, or you're gonna be in jail. So they need this mentorship stuff. They need that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I commend you for doing this. This is great.
Thank
and
you.
when it comes to your audience, so you have this set curriculum. How do the inmates sign up? Like, do you vet them before they come into the room? You know, is it something is there a qualifier to go through this program? I mean, what specific is it? Because I know that I used to work for organizations that did HIV education. So I did HIV education in Men's Central and Twin Towers, and I also did HIV workshops at Victorville Federal, as well as a lot of the other youth camps throughout LA. And I know that to be a part of my workshops, some were just signing up because they wanted to get out their cell or get out the dorm to come and sit and kick it with me for like an hour, 2 hours, and to hear about life on the outside. But do you have a vetting process? Because yours sounds like it's a series of workshops. You know what I'm saying? It's not like just this one hit or quit it. You know, Dante's here this week, but yours sounds really intense. It sounds life-changing. Are you only working with guys that you know are going to get released? I mean, I want to hear about that. But before you answer, Kwame just said we got to take a quick commercial break. And I got to listen to what Kwame says, because Kwame will turn this whole screen black and the Donta Show will cease to exist. So y'all don't go nowhere. So Village and Squad, stay where you at. Give it up for Darlene for 10 Toes In. Find the website on the thread and look at it. No, don't look at it during the commercial break. We can take this quick commercial. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
It's a Friday. Now look.
So this week, I want to talk.
You are here on the link. That's right.
You mamas, greetings. It is
We're going to take a trip down Batty Boulevard and bring you.
Is there such a thing as acting too black?
These are your gorgeous earrings that come with the set. So
You did one push-up this morning. That didn't call no.
We're back. We're live.
Hey, everybody.
What's
We're
happening?
back for the second half of the Donta Show. Our special guest, Darlene Burke of 10 Toes In. And before break, I asked Darlene a couple of questions of how does she find who qualifies to be a part of her workshops. She does workshops in 2 prisons within the state of California. And I just want to know, how does she gather or recruit her audience? And then how does she retain that audience? So, Darlene?
Okay, so first and foremost, I've traveled from San Quentin State Prison to Lancaster State Prison doing our actual workshops, right? So that's like a 2 to 3 hour workshop. All right, so, but where our curriculum is at is Avenal State Prison and Pleasant Valley State Prison. So we have facilitators on the yard. So these are individuals who get the sign-up sheets. They kind of, like you said, vet the guys, you know, make sure that they are interested in what we're doing versus them just getting a chrono, which is like a certificate to go to class that will help them, because our program is RAC approved, which means the participants get time taken off of their sentences to be a part of our 10 Toes In.
Wow.
So that's been approved by the state, by CDCR. Okay.
But they ain't paying you.
Right.
You know, I'm stuck on the money. I'm
with you. So I'm very strict with my classes, right? Because in my classes, you have to come to class. If you miss 2 unexcused days in class, you're out. That's a wrap. If you don't turn in 2 assignments, because they get homework assignments and they get graded on their homework assignments, that's a wrap. They have to participate in discussion. If you don't participate voluntarily, I'm calling you out, because I get to know all of my brothers behind the wall. I'm going to call you for you to talk, but I typically don't have that problem. Maybe the first 2 classes, but remember, this is a 6-month curriculum, and I'm in there twice a month, and every time I'm in there, it's 3 hours with them. And I have something called a brown card, which gives me access to the entire prison. I don't have to be supervised or chaperoned going in. So I walk onto the yard by myself, go to my meeting place, and the guys come in. So that's kind of how it is. And then it's word of mouth. People are like, okay, this is what we're learning. You know, this is what we're doing. This is Darlene's get down. This is how she is, you know, but people want to learn about healthy relationships, because this is something that is not spoken about. This is something that's not taught. Right. So for them to want to come, these guys bring their notebooks in, their pens in, they're serious about getting the information. And I tell them all the time, if you know better, you do better. Right. We need to educate you. And I don't have problems. I haven't, knock on wood, thank God, I haven't had any issues with my brothers behind the wall. And what's so wonderful, remember I told you the majority of my brothers are serving life sentences. Half of my brothers who were in my class are now out and a part of the mentorship support group.
Wow.
So I have seen these brothers walk the yard in their blues and how they are. And now I see these cats, they out, they're making money, they're living their lives.
They're coming to church.
Others, they're coming to church. Yes. Yes.
They be at church. And I'll be like, yo, for real?
Absolutely.
That's amazing. I mean, when you bring them to church and they're so transparent, you know, about their testimony, their story, and to be standing next to a brother that just spent 30 years, you know, 20 years. And it's like you looking at him like, my God, how did you survive? How did you do that? And then to come into to a world that is equally messy. You know, of course, it doesn't compare to prison, but the outside world ain't always heaven. You know, this is traumatizing, especially for men of color. You know, so to go from one prison to this free prison is also problematic. But the fact that they go through this program with you, that they're so engaged, I know that makes you just feel so blessed and so empowered.
You know, it's very rewarding. Even though I'm not receiving the finances right now, I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Oh, definitely.
So it can't help but to come because we're doing the work. And our heart is where it's supposed to be at. You know, and I haven't even talked about the women who are supporting our brothers behind the wall, or the women who they come home to, which is a whole different dynamic, right? So when I'm inside the prisons and I'm teaching them how to be in healthy relationships and breaking it down and what women want and what you want and how we can bring this together. And when you come home, these are the things that you're going to face. So that's with those brothers. Then with the sisters, because we have a monthly sister support group, we have an in-house, in-person sister support group that meets once a month, and we talk about our journey.
And these are for the women, are the women who are involved with these guys?
Correct. These are for the sisters who are involved with men who are incarcerated and men who are formerly incarcerated.
And the men that they're with are not necessarily the same guys going through your workshops, correct?
No, not necessarily, but some of them are. Some of them are. Yeah. Okay, so it's just it's a combination.
I just want to put this out there. So ladies, if you got a prison babe, don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. But there is a support group for you. You are not alone. Because I know there's a lot of women. There's a lot of women out there that may have their prison babe and they keep it under wraps, or they don't feel that their girls support them. They're going to be judged or talked about. So they may say, I got a man, or I'm dating somebody. And then when you ask them, oh, what does he do for a living? They don't really go into it because they don't want to hear all the negativity.
He works overseas.
Right. He's overseas, you know. So it's like, I think it's great that you have established a support group for these women, because dating someone incarcerated, dating someone that you cannot have that constant physical connection with, and it's totally separate from having a prison babe and a long distance relationship, is Totally different, polar opposites. So I think that is beautiful that you had the heart and the mind to say, let me help these women navigate these relationships as well. Because I know it's not easy. It can't be easy, especially with that high phone bill.
It's not easy because you got these women getting on the road at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Some of them driving 6 hours, 8 hours to go see their men. Some women, not our sisters, but there are some women who take their bill money to put on their books, right? Accept their Global Tel-Link phone call because that's the company that they use. You know, it's just a lot of things that go along with being involved with an incarcerated man. Okay, so go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. I'm gonna see what you're gonna ask about. I was gonna ask. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask it.
Do you also tell the men not to take their money?
Absolutely.
That was not your question. You don't think like me. So I mean, because you know, some brothers, you know, they want their books. They need money on their books and all that. Do you tell the brothers, hey, stop taking her money because the outside world is expensive. Gas is $5 a gallon.
I am very, Donta, you know my get down. I am very direct. Okay. And I let the men know because I tell them, see, they respect me, first of all, where I'm from. Second of all, that I was in this relationship. So I know everything that goes on in this type of relationship. And I let them know, if you're doing this, stop doing it. You know, if you know she's having financial problems, don't ask her to come visit you. Don't ask her to send you some money. Don't ask her to send you a package. Right. Okay. Also, if you're double dipping, if you're being unfaithful to her, karma's gonna be knocking on your door. Okay.
Listen.
Don't.
I don't want your wife calling my phone.
Okay.
You know Tyrone? Maybe. You know,
I'm telling you because
I bought his noodles last month. You know, I bought his cigarettes last month.
Cheetos.
Right, his Cheetos.
But here's the thing. This is the myth. Some women think that just because they know that their man is in prison, they know what he's doing. Whatever he did on the streets, he's continuing to do behind the wall. So if he was a philanderer, if he was a Casanova on the streets, he's doing the same thing in there. Trust me, there are females in there, there are males in there, whatever. If that's what he wants to do, it's going to get done. If he wants drugs, if he wants alcohol, if he wants a cell phone, it's all there.
It's all and it's easily accessible.
Absolutely.
Easily accessible. I think Pam just made a very powerful statement. Pam said, that's why I think a lot of those inmates are afraid to come out. They don't know how to act, and it's scary out here to them. They've been there so long, they feel comfortable. They've acclimated to prison life. You know, and that's why
you have 10 toes in.
Yeah,
that's why you have 10 toes in because we're holistic. We're in there and we're out here. So when you come home, we got you. We got you. Right. And so not only do we have the mentorship support group meeting and sister support group meeting, but we have the couple support group meeting. So this is for formerly incarcerated men and their partners. And so we have a monthly meeting for that as well. So there's no excuse. We got you. And we have resources. So we have brothers, we got soldiers all over the place. Our sisters and brothers, we're getting ready to do a directory and have everybody's area of expertise. So they can go within the 10 Toes In family/village if they need anything. We have sisters who are therapists. We have brothers that work in reentry. I mean, it's just so many things.
Now I'm gonna ask you this question because you know you got the Dante Show Village, you got the Thai Squad up on here. You know, some of us want to know, you know, are all your brothers heterosexual?
From my understanding, yes, they are.
Okay, so you need to get Dante up in there to unpack some of this stuff, to have real relationship conversations with these brothers. You know, say, listen, it's 50 of y'all up in here, and I know good and God dog well, all 50 of y'all, you know, ain't strictly with the females. So let's unpack that and talk about that, because I just know from my job working in Twin Towers, I worked in the K unit, you know, and I work with the LGBT population, and they don't get the same kind of workshops and how to exit and all. They don't get that. And I know when I worked in Victorville doing the HIV workshops in Victorville, having those conversations with those guys, I could tell that some of them, I don't care how masculine or how butch or how cotton diesel they looked, they were leaning forward on these conversations about same-sex relationships because they knew it applied to them. But I cannot discuss that openly in here. You know, I have friends that are male that have a prison bae. You know, they got that prison bae. And I think that it is necessary and vital that when we say holistic conversations, that we some kind of way include all of it, because we don't know who's up in there, you know. And this is not against you. I know you're doing a great work, but to add to it, also when I was doing sexual education, a lot of those brothers felt so empowered, you know, because they were getting education that they knew their kids wasn't getting on the outside.
Right.
So they knew that from hearing Donta talk about HIV, STDs, all that, hearing about the rates in their community, that when their kids called, they could educate their kid and say, yo, listen, you need to wear a condom. This is why. Because you live in this zip code, you live over here, ain't no funding over there. So they felt like they could be a dad to their kids because the kids wasn't getting that knowledge at Compton High, Dorsey High, Dominguez High. They wasn't getting that. So I love what you're doing. I don't know if there's a chapter in the workbook for me, but I love what you're doing. And I think it is so important because when we talk about relationships can go, they're so big and there's so much involved in a healthy relationship. And you have your hands, you got the work cut out for you because you got to deal with pre-incarceration mentality, you know, incarcerated mentality, and then post-incarcerated mentality. So you got 3 different brothers that you got to navigate into a healthy relationship with these queens that are on the outside, holding them down, getting frustrated, getting exacerbated, getting anxious because they want their man home, you know, still getting hit on by other dudes that are free, you know. So you got your work cut out. And I guess what I really want to know is, how can my show, Thais' show, all the other folks watching, how can we help 10 Toes In really get to the next level?
The only thing that we're missing right now is funding. That's really.
You said you don't want my money. I know it's a passion project. Yeah, it was passion. God put it on my eye. Yeah. You
guys misunderstood that. Trust and believe, okay?
The Lord.
You know, this is a misconception. This is a misconception. When you have because we're a 501c3, right? So most people, we do start with our passion, and it's love it. But you know, you need money to keep the doors open, right?
In the Bible, the prophets, you know, they just walked the grounds and they got fed when they entered the different homes and all that. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, y'all new saints, y'all different. Y'all different.
Yeah, I got you. So yeah, funding. That's what we need folks to be like, look, 10 Toes In is doing awesome work in the community. You know, whatever you guys, just spread the word for us. Spread the world.
Real quick, I wanted to ask this earlier, but you were dropping knowledge. So do you have a female division of your,
like, female inmates?
Yeah. Do you have that, or do you have that in the making?
No. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
10 Toes In, it was created based on my experience, right? And my experience was with my former fiance, right? And my whole concept for this was to bring women out who were like me, right? Women who were professional women who educated women, or what have you. Not to say that our sisters who are behind the wall are not, but I'm just saying this is my story. This is what I brought to fruition. Because typically society think that the women who are involved with these men, low self-esteem, desperate, having for themselves. So we are changing that narrative, right? And so that's why, and my thing was, I was with a man who was incarcerated. So my hands are full with what we are currently dealing with. So no, we're not dealing with the incarcerated or formerly incarcerated women. Yes.
I think that in the future, once this takes off, I think that will be a thing to look into as well, because you can show the women how, when they come out, you know, The same way you're telling people, the men.
But honestly, I mean, I think from my experience working with the incarcerated population, when I did conversation with the women,
they don't receive it.
No, they receive it, but women in jail, their experience is totally different than men.
Exactly.
Because 80% of women in jail are there because of a man.
Right.
There it is, right there. And I'm gonna tell you,
like, the last
I worked with women.
I get out as a man.
Right.
I worked with women at my former job as a program manager, and I was going into Linwood and I was going into Twin Towers when the women were still housed at Twin Towers. And the women would say, "Oh, Miss D," and that's not against any women. I'm just telling you what my experience is. "Oh, Miss D, when I come out, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna call you. I'm doing." If they called me, they called you. Understand?
Yeah, she on the show.
Understand?
Yeah.
For the most part, when my brothers say, "Darlene, when I come home, I'm gonna call you," they call.
They do.
Yeah.
They honor their word.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna let you know it is what it is. This is my experience, and this is not to, talk about, anybody or anything like that, but it's my experience.
Right.
And so based off my experience.
Yeah.
Right. So Darlene, we're running short on time, but I want to do a part 2. Do you think it's possible I can get one of your couples on?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I think it's important because people have this skewed vision or skewed perception of Prison Bay, and I'm saying that lightly and loosely and in jest, but about these relationships. And although yes, they are difficult, they are possible.
Absolutely, they're possible.
Yeah, so I would love to have you back and get 2 of your couples. I don't care. We got enough we got room on here, but I would love to have that conversation. Also, I would love to have a conversation with one of your inmates that is now post-incarcerated, that's now a mentor. Because I would love to hear what he wished he had that he is now giving back.
Oh, I love it. Just let us know.
Yeah, a lot of our young people, like Dana said, we're setting them up so they don't even know what to ask for because they're young. They have no idea. And I think having these guys on the show to say, this is what I wish I received as a child or as a teenager would help a lot of adults out here, me particularly, know what to start pouring into these young boys and girls. So if we can set that all up, I think that's a 3-part. So the next one is about the couples, and the third one is about these mentors and what they wish they had and what we need to do better when it comes to truly being a village about our young Black boys and Black girls.
Exactly.
That would be great. And let me just say this. The brother said if it was a man teaching the course that I teach in the prison, they would not come because they want to hear from a woman's perspective.
I believe that. So, Darlene, this is your time to shine. You about to get 30 seconds to go full screen to talk about 10 Toes In. Do a fundraiser, make it a Jerry Lewis telethon, sing a song, tap dance, do whatever you got to do, but let the audience know more about 10 Toes In. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. All right, 10 Toes In. We are a mentorship and domestic violence prevention program. We support, we educate, we empower couples during and after incarceration. We assist formerly incarcerated men to reintegrate back into society successfully, and we also help them to be in healthy relationships with their partners. And you can contact us at 10 TEN Toes TOESNIN at yahoo.com or 10toesin.org. Telephone number 310-612-3977. We're here for you. We're about building happy families, productive families, and safe communities. And I just want to thank Donta and Dana for this platform and getting us out there.
Darlene, what's your Cash App? Folks are asking, what's your Cash App?
10 Toes In. 3.
Baby. TENTOESIN. Cash App. 10 Toes In. Send a blessing, be a blessing. Help a brother behind bars. Help this queen on the outside reach those brothers behind bars because they're coming back to our community. So we might want to get them prepared.
Right.
Get them prepared to re-enter. Get them prepared to re-enter. Or you're going to be all mad saying the prison didn't do nothing. The prisons don't do nothing. And it's up to what sisters like this and other brothers that's going in to do the work. So, Darlene, we're going to set up part 2 and part 3. So check your email. Get ready. We're going to lock some dates in with you, sis.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much.
For sure.
All right.
Watch your. Hey, what's up? What's up? I am Donta. Thanks for watching tonight's show. We appreciate you. If you missed last night's show, go on over to youtube.com/Donta Morrison. youtube.com/Donta Morrison. Join, subscribe to Donta's show. You can also rewatch tonight's show over there and all the other phenomenal shows we have done over the last 2 years. We need your support. We appreciate your support. Don't sleep on two black brothers on the rise. You can also follow me on Instagram, Donta_Morrison, Donta_Morrison on the IG. And Village, like we say every single night, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for riding with us from the beginning. You've been on me since my podcast, and here you are on the live show with me and Dana Dane. Village, we love y'all. Dana, close it out. Go ahead.
Follow me on Instagram at DNA716. Follow me on Instagram at DNA716. Spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
Spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
Make sure you check on somebody whether you think they're doing good or not. Send an email, send a call, text, letter, card. Tell everybody you love them. Tell them you love them because we love y'all.
And be safe this week. We're still in the midst of a pandemic. We know a lot of you out there are vaccinated. A lot of you are not. Whatever the case may be, wear your mask, wash your hands, practice social distancing. Don't go nowhere that you do not feel comfortable. I don't care if you've been invited by your best friend. If it does not feel safe to you, trust your spirit and keep your tail at home. Keep your tail at home. All right. All right. Until next week, we will see you. Take care and God bless. Sing to me.
Peace.
Oh my God. My God, my God.
Good night.
Peace.